Hi everyone! We are on our last night of our glorious road trip during COVID-19 and horrible, awful things going on in the world and in our country, sadly. Our hearts and our minds and our souls have been with so many people on this trip, but we are headed home. And I just wanted to kind of give you a little overview. KOA camping has been such an amazing experience for us. We've never done it before. But during this time, we were like, let's try that. So just to give you a little overview of what we do when we arrive. We pack a bag. That's the bag right there. Nothing fancy. And it's got lots of Lysol spray and wipes and things in it. And my hubby and I come in and we wipe down the entire place, all surfaces, with the Lysol to make sure it's clean. And we're protected as best as we can because we've learned that it dies on surfaces after a certain amount of time. So the likelihood the last person was in here has been several hours. And then we wipe it down anyways. And then we've learned that maybe it doesn't transfer from surfaces. So the point is we don't really know, so we're being as cautious as we possibly can be. So we usually wipe down everything. And then the other thing we do, so this is actually a deluxe cabin. It's pretty cool. So table and some sofas that are wiped downable and kitchen. And as we walk down this way, we have bunk beds, there's a bathroom, and there's our room in here. So what we do in here is we actually bring our sheets and blankets from home. We take off all of their bedding, and then we put our sheet on top of the bed. So as an added extra layer of protection. So all of this has been wiped and everything clean. We're not using these, so we wiped it, but we're not going to put any bedding on that. And we don't touch anything. And then upstairs, see, up there, there's like a half ceiling room in which the kids are up there in a loft. And so there she is. And on their beds up there, this time we put their sleeping bags laid flat open. Blue side down, we know the blue is dirty, inside up, and then that way they just simply sleep on the sleeping bag on a clean surface. And yeah, that's what we do. And then we fold it, so clean to clean, and then dirty, dirty, dirty rolled. So just some of the things we've done. As we've gone into public restrooms, we're also very diligent and very clean. I actually go in with a full mask, sunglasses, and a hat. So I'm like covered like I always take a glove, not always, but a hat. But as we've come closer to where we are at home, I've done it today, especially at the gas station. I always have a glove on one hand, and then I keep a clean hand. So I know my clean hand can touch me and my credit cards and everything. But my dirty hand, my gloved hand, can touch the public. And then that way I know it's extra layers of protection. So as we moved out of California up into Utah and up into South Dakota, very, very few people were doing masks, but we maintained our level of cleanliness as to not spread our germs too. We always had masks on when we were around people or whenever we went into the KOA office or anything, and to be just real careful and clean. We would sanitize before when we would leave and go out into public, and then sanitize when we get back in the car so that we just know we're super clean. Yeah, so then when we were in South Dakota, we were actually in Custer County, has 0 COVID cases. But as we've moved down into Colorado, we noticed like a few more masks and things, being watchful about. And then now that we're going through the state of New Mexico, they were very much closed, very discouraging of people stopping. So we limited our time there. We drove straight through. We stopped at one rest stop that was like doused in bleach. You could smell it and you could see it like it was all over everything. And we were super careful. And then we stopped to get food in a drive-thru, but we did not go in. We've not gone in, except for one place we went in South Dakota or Wyoming somewhere. We went in once and we huddled up in a corner. But in Colorado, New Mexico, we did not go in. We ate in the car, and we actually take everything out of the fast food containers and everything. We get rid of all of the trash, and we put them into these little containers right here so that we know these are our clean containers. And then that's how we know. And then we sanitize and all that before we start eating. So New Mexico, we drove straight through, and there were even signs in some of the cities, the little cities along the way on the highway, that said no outside visitors, residents only. And then there were some signs in some of the little cities that said residents, please, only 2 people per car. So, they're being vigilant, and we respect that and honor that, and that's fine. So we didn't stop at all. We just drove straight through and got into Arizona. When we got into Arizona, we came to a gas station rest stop, and there were masks required. We put on our masks, and there was like a store, a gas station store, and it said, if you want to touch the merchandise, please take one of our gloves. So they even have gloves at the front entrance, and use the gloves if you want to touch merchandise, etc. So lots of different ways states are handling it, and we are being very respectful and abundantly careful. So, but tomorrow we head home, and it'll be fun to be home, but sad to end our trip. But it's been a great, real look at the northwestern kind of region into kind of, I guess, central. We're not really into the far northwest, but nice drive up north and then coming back home. All right. Thanks for watching, and we will see you on our next trip. Bye, everybody.